going on, guys? This is Mark with Watch Me Work. I'm trying out a new screen capture today, so hopefully this works out pretty good. Anyways, where we left off, I went ahead and took the liberty of... I remember I had this ring and this ring on the same layer, so I went ahead and made them two separate layers. And I actually started recording this a minute ago, but I hit the wrong hotkey and ended the video. So all I did is save these out, and what you need to do, you need to save these out one at a time. So quick tip, you can go to this top little eye icon right here. What's going on there? Okay, you can go to this top icon and hold the left button and then just drag down over all these, and you can turn them all off. That way you don't have to do one at a time. So just start with the background, save that out, and then turn that one on, save it out, save it out, save it out. I name these in the file ring 1, 2, 3, 4, so on, etc. That way when we put them into After Effects, it is a whole lot easier for us. So I am going to open up After Effects right now. Here is the last project, so let's just do a new project. Yeah, we'll save that one. And let's open a new composition. We are going to, I believe, I want to check this image size. Yeah, we did 1920 by 1080, so you want to do the same thing here. 1920. And we're going to do 12 seconds. You can do however long you want, but I'm going to do this one 12 seconds. Okay, now we can right click. If you've never used After Effects before, it can be pretty intimidating, but we're going to make it pretty easy, so you have nothing to worry about. So we're going to right click in this project part. Make sure you're not over here in the effects controls. Come to project and right click, go to import file. And then we can go to our, let's navigate. So desktop graphics, Photoshop project. Let me see. Here we go. So as you see, I've saved these all out on their own layers, and I want to show you something really cool. So if we do save them out, what we can do, let's add everything. I feel like I'm coming up short. I don't know, we'll see. So if you take these and drag them into here, they will end up in their respective spots, but if you let's hold control, click right here, hold control and minus, and then that way we can see a little bit better. It's kind of hard in here because there's all this other stuff going on, but okay, if we grab here, we can drag this right on here, and you'll feel it snap into place. And then we can go right here and go to, let's go ring 1, and if you snap it into place, it's already going to be in the correct spot. So that's why I like to do it like this, and then everything is lined up perfectly. You don't have to try to move anything around. So there we go. There we go. I went ahead and put all three of these little lines in their in the same, and I don't know why I'm not seeing. I might have to go back into Photoshop and redo that one, so let's delete that. If you have the same name in here, then you won't be able to override it, so just make sure you keep that in mind. There we go. Let's go to Photoshop real quick and turn this one on, and this one, and where is our, what I'm going to do, I am going to hold Control E and merge these. Oops. Let me make sure I got all the lines first. Hold Control E, merge those, and then now it's real faint, but they are there. So let's resave. We'll call this lines again. Go to a PNG. You want to do PNG, that way you have a transparent background. Replace this back into After Effects, and then hopefully this comes in. They honestly might be need to be a little thicker. They are there, it's just hard to see. We're gonna leave it. I'm not gonna worry about it right now. So okay, so first thing we want to do is we want to start some animation. And actually real quick, I'm gonna bring in a audio clip. Now I will leave this audio clip in the description. This is just one I found online. It's royalty free, so you guys don't have to worry about using it. I think I saved it as robot sound effects, and we will drop this at the bottom here. And you can hit you can come over here and you can hit space, or you can click this one, and what this does, all this does is just do kind of a RAM preview, and once all this line right here is green, that means it's loaded correctly. And then you can, after it's done, you can hit circle, or I'm sorry, 0, full of sound effect. So let's go ahead and get started. What we want to do is select this ring 1, this big one, and we are going to hit S for scale. And what we want to do is hit this little, this is the keyframe. Whatever part of the timeline that this is on right here, it will be whatever you set right here at that particular time. So we want to go to the first frame, which is 0, and we are going to scale this up right outside where we can't see it. Make sure you don't leave it in that little corner or anything. And then we want to come to about, I don't know, say a little before 2 seconds. You know what, actually you can even go like this. Let's do it about 1 second in, and then we want to put this back to, oh, not 0, sorry, 100. 100 is default where it originally was. So now we're gonna have it coming in here. If I push that space bar, you'll see it's gonna come like that. So we also want to go back to 0, and now we want to make sure the ring is selected and hit R for rotation. And we are gonna make sure that leave the very first one at 0. This is important. Your very first one and your very last one needs to be at 0 at all times. So we are going to, let's hit U, and then you can see where that keyframe is. So at the rotation, we're just going to randomize this a little bit. So we're going to go out to about right here, and we will, oops, that was wrong. I was on the wrong one. So we're going to rotation. We can actually turn that keyframe off. Sorry, don't turn it off. Okay, turn the rotation off and just, or on, just make sure you only mess with this one. So rotation, First one's going to be at 0. Second one will just randomize. Come over here somewhere. And then the closer these are together, the faster they will be. So what I like to do is kind of randomize it and go something like this. And make it do a real fast one. And then again, this is all just preference. So we'll go here and then go to our 12 seconds and go back to 0. Set each ring at different random speeds and then it looks a lot better. So we're going to come in. You'll see right here it says not real time. That's because it's doing this preview. So once this gets green, it'll go again and you'll see what it looks like in real time, what it's going to actually look like in the video. So okay, now this will be the real time. So I like the last one to be real slow. So there we go. Looks pretty good. So now we are going to, I'll fast forward through this. I'm just going to randomize some of these rings, but now you get the kind of the basics of what we're going to do here. Also, before I fast forward, I'm going to show you, don't put these all just right on the outside edge, because then when they come in, they're going to be like messing with each other and touching each other. So you want to, you can always, if you kind of want to see here, you can go to the one you did before and hit U and then see where that keyframe is, and then you can check out the scale ones. U brings up all the keyframes, any keyframe, so whether it's scale, rotation, or anything. So we know that this one's here and then the next one is there. Let's go like this, and we will take this ring rotation, and go back to 0. And I actually, I'm sorry, 100. Hard. Okay, what I actually want to do is I want to take this scale rotation and move it out, because I want this one, I want this last one to be real slow. I want it to be the very last one that comes in. So okay, go a rotation. Now I will fast forward the rest of these while I set this all up real quick. Okay, so now we have all the rings done. Go ahead and go back here to the beginning and push spacebar to RAM preview this out. See what we got going. I'm pretty happy with this so far. Try to make them go in different positions, because I think it looks better when one's going left, one's going right. So each time you do this rotation, start one time, go left, the next line go right in the beginning, and then it'll kind of interact a lot better. So here's so we're gonna press circle to see the real time. Okay, so now we want to work on, let's work on this logo, and what I want to do is I want to come over here to these effects and presets, and smooth this a little bit, and we are going to, I am trying my hardest because I use a lot of plugins, so I'm trying my hardest to use no plugins. That way if you guys don't have the plugin, you can still follow along and everything. So this tutorial will be for the most part plugin free, unless you do have some, you can add some of your own options. But okay, so we are going to type in barn door. And what this is going to do is, let's go to our logo right here and select the logo, and we're going to take this barn door and drag it onto here. And we actually, let's set it up. Let's go about right. We want it to right when this last one comes in. Right there, I think. Yeah, right there. So let's go ahead and I'm actually going to select all of these and delete them. And wherever you are on this point in the timeline, when you put the barn door on, that's when the effect's going to start. So you can go logo now, and now the barn door will start right. It should start right there. I don't know what's going on. Let's try it there then. We can always set it where we want it, but that's actually pretty good. I kind of like it right there, because I want to kind of play it to the music. So, and there's a couple ways if you want that swipe starts from the outside in. You can leave it like that. Otherwise, you can take this and just reverse these. Minus 90. And now, oh, need to do this one. Plus 90. Plus 90. What the fuck? I don't know what's going on. Anyways, the way it originally is how I want it. Anyways, just you can mess with these wipe angles, and that will change the way they go. Oh, that's why, because I did 90, and you need to be whatever this is, it needs to be plus. Whatever this is, it needs to be minus. So we're just gonna leave it at that because that's actually what I want. And let's go ahead and we are going to select these 3 outer dots. And about right. Where's that? That comes in about there. So about right here, maybe 2 seconds or so. I want to go to a linear wipe, and I'm going to put this on these outer dots. And that is going to bring these dots in. There we go. We want to bring the feather up. That'll be a nice faded transition. Let's hit circle to get real time. Okay. Now you can go ahead and hit U on this keyframe, and then this is where it's starting, this is where it ends. So I want to spread that out a bit, make it a little bit slower. The longer you spend on your actual product, the better off you are. You're gonna get a better end product. And I probably spend more time on these outside of these tutorials than I do inside, but I'm trying to keep the video short, which my videos are never short, by the way. Perfect. I like that. So we are going to, what we can do here is, because I want to do the same linear wipe on the lines, so I am going to copy these keyframes, control copy, and on this lines I will control paste. And now it'll put that same linear wipe and these keyframes perfect. So the only thing I want to change with this is I want to make not so far ahead. So we'll select both of them and then drag them, because I want this to come in right after. So now if we hit our space, these ones will pop in. And then these ones, perfect. Pretty happy with that. So in order, what we want to do now, and you can't see these lines right here, I don't know why, I think it's just because they're so skinny, but they are there. So what we're going to do is, let's grab this grab icon so we can move over. We are going to make kind of like a timer type countdown thing, and the way we do this is, let me go back to close these so we have a little bit of space, and I am going to add a text. Okay, so we will do this bottom one first. Let's change it to white, and then I'm going to use DS Digital because it's kind of like a digital looking numbered one. So what I want to do here is, there's a couple ways to do this. I hope I remember now. In the effects and preset, I believe it is, let's see. Just bear with me for a second. These are also everything that's in these effects and presets are right here too. It's just, this is kind of like a shortcut thing, but for the life of me, I don't know why. It's been a long night. I can't remember exactly. I want to say it's under this generate, but if I don't find it for a second, I'm going to pause and is it other numbers? No, it's not. Hold on, I'm going to pause this real quick and find it, and I will be back. Sorry about that. It is slider. Okay. So we are looking for the slider control. So what we are going to do is grab this slider control and put it on this text layer, and we can open up this, open up the text, and then open up our effects and the slider control. And what we want to do is hold Alt on this where it says source text on that little stopwatch. when you hold down that Alt, it's going to bring up the expression. And we're going to take this little kind of tornado squiggly line thing, and we are going to drag it to slider. And that's pretty much it. Then it'll type in this little code here. Go back to our composition, and now when we start it, oh, it's not going to do nothing yet. So let's go ahead and actually close this down just because it's so messy like that. And then we can set this to whatever we want it, and then it's going to count up to that. So go like 12 something. Okay, so we want to where's that line come in? Let's bring it right down on top of that line. Okay, so we are going to, from about right here, right there, we'll set this to 0 and hit that little keyframe, and then towards the end we will put this at some random number. That's good enough for me. So now you'll see this come through here. Just start doing these random numbers and it'll count up to that. So before that, let's see where we have it. About right there. So let's go here, and we are going to, on this, we're going to make the opacity, which is a T key. We're going to put this at 0, and then go right to where do we want it to start. We can also hit U to get the keyframes, and then you know that this is where it's going to start. So we're going to go right on it and then hit back 1 keyframe. The reason we're going to do this is because we need to set this the opacity 1 keyframe before. We're going to set it to 0.01 and then click enter and go 1 keyframe ahead and set the opacity to 100. That way it comes in right then. There we go. So now you'll see it'll pop in right, perfect timing. So what we can do now is we can take this and Control V to copy it, and one more time, and then this one, let's just let's move it. Our move tool. Move about right there. And I want to go over here to the character, and I want to make this one that blue color. And you know what, actually, this kind of blends into that background, so I will make it this sort of, what the hell? There we go, that teal color. There we go, that looks a lot better. And then this one, we will drag up to the top part. And what we want to do now is we want to come in here and click on this one, go to our end. We don't want these all to be the same, so we're going to, let's do this one, 987, why not? And then let's go to this one, go all the way to the end, and we'll make this one 12. just to randomize it up a little bit. Now we can do a RAM preview again, see what we have. I want to actually click on something like this, so one of these other things, so we don't see that. Come on, come on. Perfect. I like it. Okay, so now we can go ahead and let's grab this and move it back where it belongs. Zoom out a little bit so we can see everything. And let's add some of those TV effects. So it's exactly what it sounds like. We're going to come over here to these effect and presets and type in TV. Now I'm going to just RAM preview this because I want to find out. Oops. Click right here. I want to find out exactly where I want to put these. So I'm going to let this preview up so I can hear the music. And you'll see bad TV 1, 2, and 3. I usually only use 2 and 3. One's a real faint look, not the best. So I mean, you can use whatever you want. Put it as extreme as you want. Too extreme's too much. Just remember that if you add too much stuff, it kind of takes away from the intro itself. You want a nice even balance. Okay, let's press 0. I want that warbly effect kind of right here, which is, I believe, right here. So for the warbly effect, I use the weak one. And actually what I'm going to do right here is I am going to select all with Control A and right click, and we will pre-compose this, move all attributes into the new composition, and then we have just one thing, so it cleans up our scene just a little bit. Okay, so what we can do now is we're going to go new and add an adjustment layer. And on this adjustment layer, this is where we're going to make our little TV. So let's go right there. And I know I'm going to run this one into the next one, so I'm just going to leave it long for the moment. There we go. And we will take this weak and put it on here. Now I don't want so much noise, so there we go. You can experiment. What we're going to do is we're going to actually make one more adjustment layer. And I might have got these backwards. I don't think I did, but just in case, I want to find out which one does what effect. So we will put the old on top of that one. Yeah, I believe I had this one at the end. So let's hit space, a little preview. And I'm just going to do this real quick. Okay, so I don't want it to be so drastic at the beginning. Ah, I'm going to reset this. Oh, I was doing the wrong layer, so that's important. Make sure you have the right layer adjusted. I was like, why is it not changing? No. Okay. Let's try like something around 120. Come back down here. Just about 5%. There we go. We want that smooth noise. We just want a real subtle change at first. And show you some other cool effects we can do, but we don't want to desaturate it quite so much. There we go. Okay, let's see how that looks. Waves speed up a little bit. Kind of got a warbled look. Maybe to 7. Oh, wrong one. Don't really want any noise, I don't think. Maybe just a little bit. Let's put this up. 16. There we go. Feathered a little more. There we go. We'll kind of do a smooth transition there too, so it's not so abrupt. I actually like that. I'm going to let this play through the rest of the way for a second, just so we can kind of... I don't even know how long I've been recording, but we're so close to the end right now, I'm just going to keep it going, so I hope you guys don't mind. We'll definitely have to adjust that. Can't even see what we're doing. I'm just going to go through about 9 seconds. And by the way, you know, the more stuff you do on here, the longer it's going to take to do this RAM preview. So keep that in mind. If you have 100 things, you know, it's going to take a while. I just want to get to the next sound, so I'm going to see if that's it. Perfect, so I think we actually have this set pretty good. So. gonna try to stop it right on. It's right here, I believe. So we don't want this to run all the way through. We just want it to overlap just a bit. And then what we're going to do is we are going to add another one called offset, and we will put this on this adjustment layer too. And then what we can do is set. What this is going to do is, if we click this, it's going to move that about right there. Let's go to about right here. And I'm sorry, I'm going to click back for a second. Okay, 540. You want to remember where the start point is, because that's where you want to come back to. So we'll go back. Move it there about halfway or so. And then come here. Let's go up a bit. And then around 10 seconds or so, we want to try to come back to normal everything. So we'll do 540 again. So I'm actually gonna need to remember where that is. Right there. Okay. Alright, we are getting close. And again, this is a pretty simple intro. Personally, I prefer to do more 3D ones, but a lot of people don't like to use the 3D software. Let's see what I got. Okay, cool. I'm liking it so far. So what I want to do is I want to add some noise to this one. Kind of give it that TV look. And yeah, we'll use the color noise, why not? So in order to make these kind of fade into each other, we don't want it to go so hardcore. So let's go, we're gonna extend this out. First this is exactly where we're supposed to start. I want to extend this out, and right here I'm going to turn all of these on. Hit U so we can see that keyframe. We're going to go here. And at this point, we will set all of these to 0. And I'm just using tab to go to the next one because it's just a whole lot easier. If you accidentally go past it, hit shift and tab and you'll tab upwards. Okay, get them all? Cool. So now it'll kind of slowly transition in to where we want it to. And then same thing here, we're going to go about right here and select this top layer, and we will keyframe everything, and then hit U to make sure that we got those keyframes right, about right here, and there we go. So this we are going to level everything out as well. It's going to be 0, 0. Oops. Except for the why won't it let me go back? There we go. Cool. Bonehead mistake on my part. Don't change the anything that does with location, don't change it. So let's see what we have now. I don't know if any of you guys have this new Windows 10, but I like it. It's pretty cool. I'm enjoying it so far. It seems to run a lot smoother. When it first came out, because I had it day one, when it first came out, I was on the Internet Explorer and I didn't have a side scroll bar, and that kind of pissed me off. But about 3-4 days later, it popped up. So I don't know if that was a bug or what. But let's go ahead and press 0 now. I like it. So what I want to do is, what I forgot to do is we want to give our logo some glow. So we're going to come over here and type in glow. Normally I would use like trap code or something, or a sapphire, but we're going to use the stylized because this comes with it. We will go to our, where's our color? Where's the color? Oh, dumbass. We're going to go this color. Right there. And right here, use A and B colors. And let's do the glow radius up a bit. Perfect. So, what I want to do now is I want to try something to make this even a little bit more cool, because for the most part we're done. Besides tapering these off at the end, which we can do that real quick. So let's go about right here. It's pre-composed. We're going to click T for the opacity, keyframe it, go to the end, and keyframe this at 0. And that way we have nice fade out for the end of our intro. So, okay. So what we want to do now is, let me see. Let's go here, and we are going to do this title action safe, and we can hold Control Shift Alt, and actually select the pre-composed, come up here and go to a mask. We're gonna make a new mask, and oops, no, I want two masks. Move this into position. I'm just gonna do it right about. Come on, stop bugging. I'm a perfectionist. Okay, that's close enough. We're not going to tell with all the warps anyways. So what we're going to do is we are going to go to Effect and Generate, and let's do which one? Let's do Spectrum, because I like Spectrum because we can move the sides. And then okay, so wondering if I could do this on a pre-compose or not. No. Okay, we will go. Let's just delete this mask. All that effort for nothing, right? And let's delete the audio spectrum off of there. Let's go into our pre-composed and let's find. Yep, perfect. Yes. So we will go to Effect. I'm sorry, Layer, Mask. Create a new mask. Bring up this title action state so we can get the center point again. Hold Control. Oops. What did I do? Okay, I'm backspacing. I'm canceling that out. I held the wrong button. Okay, so there we go. Hold Control. Is it Shift? Yeah, Shift. Close enough. I like it. We'll do it right there. So we are going to now, on this mask, I created two masks. On this mask right here, we will select that ring, go to effects, go to generate audio spectrum, and we want to do the mask's path, and this is going to be our robot sound effect. Let's do this color. Okay, do this one, this color. No, sorry, this color. And now let's go somewhere where we're gonna have some sound. Okay. And let's do side. I think it's B is gonna be our outside. I want to do this end frequency about 80. 80? Yeah, cool. So now, let's select off this layer so that's not in our way. And let's see what we got. This is just kind of like it'll react to the audio. I like it. We can also let's go to our ring and we can leave that out. Let's leave the inside color. Let's make the inside color this dark blue. And the outside color, that one. That way we kind of got a two-tone type deal going on. And I actually don't want it to, I don't want it to come flying down as well, so what I'm going to do is on this effect, I honestly should have put the mask on like the background or something, but I put it on the ring, so fuck it. We're just gonna leave it. We're gonna call this a wrap, and let's I've been going too long already, so let's go to our composition one, and we're gonna select these again and pre-compose one more time. And now the reason I'm pre-composing is because I found it when you only have one of these in here instead of, like, say for instance all of these right here, it'll render a lot quicker. So we're going to go to add to render queue, and I'll give you guys a secret. If you go like this to kind of hide this screen and put this at 1.5, it will render a lot faster, because when it's rendering and you can actually see it, the program is working overtime to try to display this and render it and all that good stuff at the same time. So we will let's go to our render queue, and here's another quick tip. If you render this at AVI, you're going to have about 1.5 gigabytes, and it's going to take quite a bit of time to render. So what I usually do is, if you're using any After Effects before CC 2015 or 2014, etc., like CS6 or something like that, then you'll be able to hit H264 right here. If you're using anything after any of the CCs, go QuickTime, come over here to Format Options, and then H.264. This is just an MP4 quality, and it's literally the exact same quality. I've held these side by side a lot. file as you can one AVI. So just make sure your audio setting is set, because if you don't have any audio on, then you're not gonna have nothing on your
software on the video. So
track. So let's click OK.
So let's
and
finish. Save this real quick and
render this out to
click render. And I want to show you this render time. Those settings that we did. Pretty fast. I think it's rendering a little slower because I'm actually recording, but I mean, a 5-minute time to render an intro, not too bad. Usually this takes me about a minute to 2 minutes if I'm not recording, but this is where either Hulu or Netflix comes in. Hulu and Netflix are a graphic designer's best friend. That's pretty much all I do when I'm waiting for a render. I'm actually in the middle. I don't know if you guys like kind of like sci-fi-ish, but I'm watching the Stargate Atlantis. It's pretty intense. I think season 5. Watching most of that season came from rendering videos, doing graphics. So I'm gonna fast forward this just to get to the end of this, show you guys our final product. Okay, that's rendered out, and I already went ahead and opened this up. I like the outcome. I'm not too happy with this Snagit screen capture I did. I can't use the little cursor icons and stuff that I usually use, like the yellow ring around it and all that stuff, so I don't know if I'll keep using this, but I'm kind of happy with Cam Studio, but it just takes forever to render. So anyways, here is what we created, guys. And there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Till next time, thanks.